What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? JamiroFan 2000 here, the beard of wisdom of the online Jamily, with yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. For the uninitiated in this series of nearly 9 years here on my JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel, this has been my periodic discussion series looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai, and they're now over 32 years of musical and influential making. Now, this is going to count as a bit of an update episode pertaining to the last story I covered on JamiroFan Talks about the recent disappearance of the classic 2010 album, one of the most polarizing albums of the Jamiroquai album discography, of Rock Dust Lightstar from select American iterations of music streaming platforms, at least for the first month of January of 2025. Now, to bring some people up to speed who missed my last episode, Rock Dust Lightstar disappeared from the specific music streaming platforms Spotify and Apple Music here in the United States during the first to second week of January 2025, making the album inaccessible or even unlistenable on any of those music streaming platforms. Now, many members of the Jamily chimed in after I reported this news from all around the world at different iterations of Spotify and Apple Music and many other platforms of music streaming around the world, saying that that album was real readily available, most notably on YouTube and Tidal, and of course Spotify, and of course Apple Music. But only in the United States and the USA was the album grayed out and not available to the Jamily on demand to listen to on their music streaming platforms, either paywalled or on free accounts, because Spotify is got a free account, which I use very, very much, and of course Apple Music is a paywalled music streaming platform. Well, I got a bit of an update. I did get in touch with my JamiroQai HQ contact to get some more details about this, and of course they were completely unaware about this current situation of Rock Dust Lightstar, at least in regards to the United States ecosystem and music streaming platform, and I got a little more information about what the current status of that album is. According to my contact at Jamiroquai HQ, Rock Dust Lightstar had recently come back into ownership to the band Jamiroquai, or Jamiroquai Limited, the publishing company of Jamiroquai, which has been around since 1992 when they originally signed with Sony Music, but I digress. Now, the album had been relicensed back to Universal Music via Mercury Records, which of course is the subsidiary musical imprint of Universal Music. So either something happened at Universal Music or during the ownership of the album, at least in the sense of relicensing to Universal Music by Jamiroquai Limited of Rock Dust Lightstar, that caused either a glitch or something within Universal Music to make that album inaccessible, at least on those two select musical streaming platforms in the territory of the United States. Now, they did ask me for more information about what the playlists on those said two platforms of Apple Music and Spotify were being affected. Now, in some of those two of those playlists that were grayed out, the single White Knuckle Ride was still listenable, but every other track, including the deluxe edition with the extra tracks, were all grayed out and inaccessible. But they assured me that hopefully this will be worked out within the ecosystem of Universal Music, given they are the largest corporate record label in the world. Hopefully something like a switch or something, hopefully in the licensing, will be straightened out very, very soon to bring Rock Dust Lightstar back to the 8-album complement on at least Spotify, and of course on to Apple Music. So if any more information comes out very soon with an update on when this album will become readily available, and it's kind of ironic how, like I said, I prefaced at the beginning of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About how this album is kind of polarizing. Not many of the members of the Jamily, at least in my case, or the old Jamily, don't really like this album, so it's kind of ironic how this album, which had been kind of conversationally vilified over the many years it had been out, to disappear, that now many members of the Jamily want to go actually revisit that album, given that it's not available in the United States. But like I said, if any more updates come out with this album being reestablished on this new music streaming platforms, at least in the United States territory of Spotify and Apple Music, I'll be sure to pass an update here on a future video on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. And massive thank you to all the members of the Jamily who gave me updates on if this album was available in their territory on those affected streaming platforms. I really do appreciate you reaching out to me. And of course, Sony Music and Universal Music, and of course the fine folks at Jamiroquai Limited also appreciate you reaching out to me so I can pass it on to them so they can be aware of this outage. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Thank you again for watching JamiroFan Talks About. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like what you see, be sure to like it, subscribe, and ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest content coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel as we go into this rather unexpectedly turbulent year of 2025, at least in regards to me in the United States, of the new year, and hopefully I'll have some more news and updates coming up very soon about the upcoming ninth Jamiroquai album coming out sometime in 2025. But as always, thank you again all for support, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related content here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye everybody, take care, and I'll see you around.